Welcome to the Blue Lagoon. Coming at you from the East Coast over to the West, because y'all already know. Here's my co-host named Mac. How's it going?
What's up, audience? What's up, Lynx? How's it going? Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace to you and yours. And welcome to the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, thank you for watching live, guys. I really appreciate that too, So, what's been going on in your neighborhood, Mac? Tell me.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the general aspect, I guess everything is going well. I don't do too much associating in my neighborhood, so, I guess for the most part, it's going well for everybody. And it's a beautiful day, nothing major. Of course, we still got corona cases going on, but that's
constantly.
I think that's just everywhere. So
that's just the news these days. No matter where you are, that's just it. Let's see what's hot. Have you heard about the fires in California? They've been going. Okay, so like every year there's always a fire going on in California. Like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but every year between the summer and now there's crazy fires. If we look here live right now, guys, take a look. There's a massive Northern Californian fire that's spreading that is still threatening plenty. So for all you out there in the Bay Area, be safe, and I'm sorry that your forests are burning on fire. Like just burning right away, right in front of you. I saw this one article where this lady who lived out in the woods, her whole thing just caught up in flames because she's out in the woods. The trees don't care, fire's just gonna start. And on top of that,
I noticed. I know that California wildfires are rapid. They happen quickly, and they're hard to put out if they get too big. So, man, shout out to the firefighters.
Yeah, thanks again.
I think they're real heroes, man. Honestly, take everything else away. I mean, for a man to, they get overlooked. You know what I'm saying? They get overlooked by the other,
departments,
other guys. You know what I'm saying? But I think firefighters actually deserve, much more respect and credit.
Yeah, I do too.
Because they run into the burner building. We are trying to run out. Nobody wants to run into.
Let me just stop real quick. Let me stop you there real quick. So, yes, totally, so much respect for them. But they're one of the law enforcements that is going into the fire no matter what color or whatever you are. They're not shooting at the fire. They're not kicking it out. They're not choking it out. They're saving whoever and whatever. So these are the truest people, I would think and hope, of, our nation, hopefully. Besides all the people that should be in that patriotism of blue or whatever, Anyway. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just wanted to.
There's a guy who was a comedian at one point, and then a news commentator for parody on Comedy Central by the name of Jon Stewart, who was fighting for the 9/11 firemen, heroes who went into those towers. And, for a while, for years, I think even a decade, I'm not sure. But for years, Jon Stewart's been speaking on Capitol Hill on the behalf of this group, which is an awfully big group of firemen who became either ill or contracted some type of disease from working down in the wreck of 9/11 with all the debris, or from inhaling too much gas and different smokes. And
They didn't care about that in the moment. They just went out there and saved lives.
No, they absolutely didn't.
Let's
So
just remind us
it,
all about that.
John Stewart, there's a clip. I don't know if we can get that clip, but there is a clip of him talking, to Congress, basically saying like, "How dare you guys?" These guys put their life on the line, and some of the main people from this group of firefighters, some of them died. Some of the guys that were on the forefront of their movement have passed away due to the illnesses of,
Here, let's play that real quick. Let's just play a couple clips.
That's it. There we go.
You guys are obviously heroes, and 9/11 was a big deal, but we have a lot of stuff here to do, and we got to make sure there's money for a variety of disasters, hurricanes, and tornadoes. But this wasn't a hurricane, and this wasn't a tornado. And by the way, that's your job anyway. We can't fund these programs, you can. Setting aside that no American in this country should face financial ruin because of a health issue. Certainly 9/11 first responders shouldn't have to decide whether to live or to have a place to live. And the idea that you can only give them 5 more years of the VCF because you're not quite sure what's going to happen 5 years from now, well, I can tell you, I'm pretty sure what's going to happen 5 years from now. More of these men and women are going to get sick, and they're going to die. And I am awfully tired of hearing that it's a 9/11 New York issue. Al-Qaeda didn't shout death to Tribeca. They attacked America, and these men and women, and their response to it is what brought our country back. It's what gave a reeling nation a solid foundation to stand back upon, to remind us of why this country is great, of why this country is worth fighting for, and you are ignoring them. And you can end it tomorrow. Why this bill isn't unanimous consent and a standalone issue is beyond my comprehension. And I have yet to hear a reasonable explanation for why. It'll get stuck in some transportation bill or some appropriations bill and get sent over to the Senate, where a certain someone from the Senate will use it as a political football to get themselves maybe another new import tax on petroleum, because that's what happened to us in 2015. And we won't allow it to happen again. Thank God for people like John Field. Thank God for people like Ray Pfeiffer. Thank God for all of these people who will not let it happen.
See, and that's some of the things that America should stand for. Excuse the ruckus outside, Philly and its wild noises. We got the motorcycle gangs out here rolling through. Shout out to the boys.
Yeah, that's one thing about
Same thing about Harlem. You remember Harlem?
Yeah.
You remember DMX? And DMX, that was Yonkers.
Well, Yonkers, Harlem, and because I think sometimes in certain areas, I don't know if it's just common law, or if I don't know if it is just once something becomes popularized to a point that the city just, goes along with it. Because I've noticed in Philly and places like Harlem, no matter if you got a bike, like a regular bike, or a motorcycle bike, or a motorcycle,
or a dirt bike,
or a dirt bike, or an ATV,
It doesn't matter what you got.
Guys like to ride, and it's popularized out there. It's a big thing, and people like to do their show off their skills. It was just amazes me because certain places you don't see that. A lot of places you don't. So when you do see it, and when you see the police right there, and they're popping wheelies in the middle of a busy street, you're like, whoa,
yeah.
I see that in North Philly a lot. So,
But anyway, back to this topic.
Yeah. Yeah, John Stewart, 100%, man. That's my guy. Like I said, shout out to John Stewart. Always been a big fan, and he was correct in everything he was saying. And it's sad that it takes. And I'm sorry to say this because this is not what just people are. Their profession doesn't make them. However, he's a comedian. He started off doing comedy, and then he got into activism. So the fact is, like, it takes somebody like him to do these things
to get their attention. That's the key part, because nobody was listening to him when he was talking serious. They only listened when he was making jokes. And then, that's good though. That's why people like him and Trevor Noah exist, because people the sad truth.
I'm not really a fan of Trevor Noah.
I know, but my point is the fact that sometimes people don't want to hear truth unless they heard a joke first. I don't know.
Yeah. My thing about Trevor Noah is just the fact that and I don't want it to be a real prejudice statement, but I gotta say like it is. He's not even really American.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Now he is a
still
black
respect
man,
him.
and I'm pretty sure that he's had an experience. I can only imagine.
Well, see, the thing, okay, so I like him a bit. I'm not gonna lie, and from watching his stuff, he's compared his experiences from being over there, and there is racism over there in Africa, but over here it's just another deal. It's crazier out here. This is. Racism is an America problem. Not in America. Fuck that. I don't want to put Latin America in that. Racism is a United States of America problem. Not anybody. Every other country is just looking at us, shaking their head what the fuck? Because shit's been around forever. They were I don't know. I might be touching some other topics, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, you have a point about that. I agree with you, but going back to them other nations, yes, there is a classism problem within nations.
Yeah.
And that may pertain to a person's hair or their skin tone, but it's not as so complex as it is here.
Yeah.
We are. I like to think of America as Disney World because. There's only things in America that happen, and it's
sounds more like Vegas.
Vegas is like Vegas is
Las
like
Vegas. Las Vegas.
It's a lot of things about our nation that a lot of other nations don't understand, and a lot of things that we do, for us to be, the nation, it's really complex.
Well, the 100 years or so have passed. We're not the nation anymore. We're just a nation now, especially with this state AAA act that we got going on right now. However, which way you put it, America's the joke of the nations. But, we're not, because now, the only thing that was differentiating us before was that we were the only ones not caring about coronavirus, but now it's too late. There's other countries like Switzerland and other countries like that. Yeah, it's just everyone was looking up to us. Here we are now.
Hey, did you get that article about North Korea and them having to give up their pets?
Yeah, I read something like that. Kim Jong-un wrote a bill against dogs. Actually, not pets, dogs.
Just dogs alone?
Yeah, I think it was just dogs. He was like, we gotta take away your dogs. And we can look it up right now, but I don't...
Thank you.
On this channel, we don't like to quote until we fact check. That's why Google's around.
And while this is going on, I just want to thank all our listeners out there. And I just want to give a shout out to a company of mine called Surf Season.
Surf
awesome.
Season!
We're going to have some dope merch coming soon, and we just want you to master your wave. So, surf season coming soon, master your wave.
All right. Definitely. Now back to the Macc and Lynx seriousness, is what we'll call it right now. Not sure if this is a good news source, but nonetheless, I've seen it in more than one place. Kim Jong-un orders North Korea to give up pet dogs to save country for meat shortage. Now,
Wow.
I don't want, that doesn't sound that crazy when I read the whole link. Because, I mean, I don't know what Asian country alone has been known to eat dogs, but I know that some have been known to.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
They have a
not,
whole
I'm not
week
trying to
festival
take a
dedicated.
point, because like I got my Asian brethren that I do care about, but this doesn't sound too outlandish, honestly. This is like very, I mean, like, okay, it would sound outlandish if you heard some like country from here saying that, but like
Look,
out
and
there,
some cultures, some things like that is a delicacy, and some cultures.
yeah, but that's not a
other
delicacy.
things are pet.
He's like calling it out already. He's like, well, like, what? I don't understand how there's even a meat shortage. Why would there? What happened then? Is he just trying to
do you
grab
understand
attention?
Coronavirus has shifted the world. I mean, like normal ships.
Yeah, but it's
from-
not like we buy. Oh, maybe they've been buying from other countries.
The whole world was frozen. At least the whole world was frozen for a good month altogether, a month or two. Everywhere was frozen.
Yeah, I can't do that. I wouldn't be cool. with
You gotta
that.
think about all the cargo, all the ships, all the food that was wasted, that wasn't sent out, all the backup that was wasted. We gotta think about all the planes. Everything stopped. Everything had to stop. You know, so it's just not like when you turn the switch back on, everything's running fine. No, that's why I guess they're like in hurry up mode for us to get our shit going. I mean our stuff. I'm sorry, because they're like they see we're in the red. They see red, and in all aspects of our everyday life.
Like, look, I guess I understand that our culture doesn't see that as right in any way. I just don't. I wish, like, I don't know. I don't.
I myself
like
wouldn't eat a dog. I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't be like that. I don't know. I mean, well, no, man. Like, you know me, man. I got my, like, so I had my little favorite doggo, not a doggy, it's doggo. His name's Rocky. He was always there, Shout out to Rocco. But anyway, nah, man. I don't know. There's so many other animals. There's all these birds and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't want to touch a topic that might, like, peak somewhere, but, like, that's just, there are other animals that have already been eaten, and, like, to all the vegans out there, sorry, you're right. He should also just be eating straight beans and veggie sprouts and just replacing it all with that. That's, like, the fastest answer to any of it. You know how, like, Mac, you were talking about this the other day, where, like, the bean, like, you could make all these root beans and stuff just instantly almost. That's protein right there.
And for the record, y'all, Lynx is because it is Mac, MACC.
Yeah.
I wish I was Shaq. I wish I had Shaq money too.
Yeah, me too, man. I wish I was Shaq.
Right. But
I wish I was that tall.
Healthy alternatives to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on myself. I make a lot of smoothies. I eat kale. I'm on a pescatarian / vegetarian.
Pescatarian.
Yeah, because I'm eating a lot of salmon. a little bit of tilapia, just just a lot of fish, and then also a few other crustaceans like mussels and shrimp, and
Because mussels for Brussels.
well, mussels for shrimp and crab legs as well. So, I dibble and dabble in the seafood. But for
Anyway,
the most
besides
part,
all that, like there is plenty of other food to eat other than dogs. Is all I want to say. And like I
Right.
might be feeling some type of
But-
way because like a dog has helped me through like some hard times, but there's plenty of other ways to look at it. Like you're surrounded by the sea. You're
Well, you gotta understand,
You're a
well, they
peninsula.
have billions of people. I mean, you gotta
yeah, but you
understand
know how
there's
many
billions-
shrimp? You know how much shit is out there? That's all they eat
yeah,
is shit.
that can kill.
Not
yeah,
the
but
North
then-
Koreans, the fucking shrimp. That's all they're eating is shit. You know how much shit there is out there for them to grow? You know how much bean sprouts?
we understand that idea, but I think ultimately,
I think the only
You know.
whatever, man.
I think
I might be putting myself on
ultimately-
blast, but the only person that doesn't see that as an answer is that guy right there.
right.
That's
I mean-
that's yo, I don't know, man. That's like our class A act over here, but on some other level. But he's just anyway.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, bottom line is if you're gonna eat meat, if you're gonna eat processed food, if you're gonna eat food that's considered GMO, just watch out because you never know what you're eating. You don't know what you're consuming.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact all around the world.
Yeah, I guess
So-
because you're right. Because at the end of the day, like if he's saying that with that type of feeling, all he's
Like,
saying is
it's-
that there's gonna be dog in your next McDouble.
It's hard,
That's what
like
he's
for
saying.
me, I rationalize it like this. It's hard to duplicate a crab leg. It's hard to genetically modify. I mean, you could do it with fish. We've seen it happen with tilapia, that fish itself. But, there's salmon and other type of wild fish everywhere. And back to what I was saying, like with shrimp, shrimp is another one. But with a hamburger, you don't necessarily know.
You don't know what's going on in there.
Yeah, like I mean, you just don't
Well,
know.
look, I want
I mean-
to give credit to all the big companies because they have actually, from working in the food industry, I found out that they actually do set standards, obviously. But I don't know what's going on out there. That's not the USDA anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it ain't USDA at all.
Yeah. That's KDA or NKDA.
That's that's PETCO.
Oh, damn.
Petco, where the pets go. That's what that is.
I don't know, man. Maybe I found myself to be an animal activist too. I don't like that at all.
Well, for all you animal activists out there, I just want to say this to you guys, coming from Macc. You guys want to be animal activists? Huh? Well, I'm going to put it to you in this way. And maybe some of you might understand and some of you might not. All animals matter. So you can't just say, I'm
Yeah.
supporting one when you're eating the other.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
A chicken has a mother, and a father,
Yeah.
So does a pig, and so does a cow. And we just gotta understand that,
Yeah, no, I understand. It's just
But shout out to the animal lovers. There's nothing wrong with being an animal lover.
yeah. I mean,
I mean,
look, we
I
have
like
to
this-
understand
I
where
like-
their culture is coming from too, because like I don't want to be like I'm there definitely very biased on this.
Yeah,
topic.
that's their vibe. And you got to think about it as well. Like when you have, when your culture is different than others, and you have 1 billion people to feed in the nation. I mean, like you
Well,
gotta.
Yeah, that's why we'll be hearing about that because that's the new buzz. Like nobody out here wants to hear that. You know. I think.
Right. So let's go to Florida and let's check out these 10,000 deaths. Rest in peace to all the people, in Florida who died from this coronavirus. it's Florida's really needs. Florida was.
You know, I read this thing recently that was like, all the students and everything are like, from all ages. Little children are like, yo, let us play. And then the big kids are like, yo, let us party. You know? But as we say that, the Florida coronaviruses have been surging and surging.
Allison, good afternoon.
This is NBC News, so let's just give that a second.
And right now, almost half the states in the country are seeing a rise in COVID cases, 22 to be exact. But of those, 16 are seeing a spike of 25% or higher.
I just want to note right now that this Northeast area that has been learning, hopefully, if anyone's local, hopefully you guys are learning from this, where we're not looking too bad in surges, which means we're trying to help that out and not be part of the problem.
That includes the state of Florida, where we are right now. In the last 12 days, 11 of them have witnessed 1,000 plus new cases of COVID-19. And over the weekend, Allison,
because that little bit of fun might be worth it, but at the end of the day, that all that inconvenience is so terrible.
2,000 plus cases each day, which is something that has not happened in Florida until now. So in terms of what's happening, in terms of reaction, the mayor of Miami, Francisco Suarez, says he would consider closing back down parts of the economy if he needed to, should he see a dramatic rise in hospitalizations. That thankfully has not happened yet. We do know the Sunshine State is going to be hosting the NBA, Major League Soccer potentially, and the Republican National Convention.
Now, I hope that doesn't affect the fact that they need to hold that NBA open. You know how much income they're getting from that? From being known as the state that's actually holding the NBA now? Not even one team. The NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
All of that is slated for this summer. Governor DeSantis saying right now the reason you're seeing these numbers is more testing, and that the positivity rate, the percentage of people testing positive, is lower. That has been a point of contention so far. That's what's happening here in Florida. In terms of the rest of the country, Governor Cuomo in New York right now saying he is very discouraged by what he's seeing. He just reopened parts of New York State, which had struggled with the coronavirus for so long. What we're seeing from this weekend, images of people packed in front of bars, wearing masks or not respecting social distancing guidelines. Governor Cuomo talking about 25,000 violations throughout the Empire State. Primarily, he singled out Manhattan and Long Island, the Hamptons. He said he is not turning a blind eye to this. If local governments cannot enforce the social distancing guidelines, he will close things back down and crack down if he has to. Other states right now that are having issues, Oregon, Utah, even Arizona, we've covered certainly the taxing on the healthcare system there, and video emerging from this weekend, Allison, of people stacked outside of a bar in Scottsdale, shoulder to shoulder, as that state is going through a health crisis. Just a question right now of conscientiousness and how many people are paying attention to what they need to do on a personal level as many of these states reopen, almost half of them seeing a rise in COVID-19.
Hey, and folks, I'm about to share
So, yeah.
I mean, what do we say, bro? What do we do? I mean,
I don't know. I'm glad that I kind of put myself on blast there, because since we're from New York, Governor did put us all on blast. I mean, I'm not the one out there living right now. You know what I mean? I'm not living the life like these guys on the camera. Looks nice, but we.
Oh well, I guarantee you, if we were in our neighborhood that we lived in,
I mean, dude, out here in Philly,
everything
it's
would be
a mess.
safe. I'm pretty sure it would be so different. The organization in our town was just,
Yeah.
they would have had things to a T.
Yeah.
But other places, I can see them having a hard time, going toward the city.
Well, some places just have to deal with the fact that they won't have tourism and stuff right now, or if they don't have it at the capacity that they do.
And I'm wondering, all this talk about bills being signed by El Presidente, I'm just wondering to myself, when is these stimulus checks coming out? I mean, because everybody needs one, and it needs to be more. we need to see real numbers. You know, the people, the average American needs to see at least 2,000 without subsidies.
What I'm
you
not
know,
appreciating is
included.
that even though like you might get these assistances and whatever, they're still just gonna come right back at you and try to collect them back, which makes sense, I guess, but because tax season did pass, but some people do owe after taxes, unless you're that percentage, you know.
Well, you know what happens is I think, you know, overall at the time as this time is, you know, there's a lot of things in effect.
That's true.
And
One second, Mac.
The cards are different. This time, this is out of people's control. This is not one single people. This is not one single group of people. This is affecting everybody.
I'm gonna let you hold on to the mic for a second, Mac. So just keep on talking, but I'm gonna step out for a moment.
All right, this is going to affect everybody pretty much, because we live in a world that's pretty much operating together as one, in many different ways, not all. And what's really happening is this is affecting everybody from the middle class and lower class. And for years now, for decades, there's been a conversation of the decline of a middle class. So, and it's always been a up and down battle with maintaining a middle class. And it all depends on, you know, I guess, in my opinion, who's in office and what direction they are willing to go and what kind of jobs we are willing to create. So these are the things that really affect everything with this coronavirus, because the coronavirus puts everybody in a position where they cannot work, some of them. If they can work from home, it's a lot different. They don't have everything that they need for the most part. You have people who have bills piling up because they're home more than ever, and bills are way more than they usually would be. And groceries, and, you know, people living in the house as well. The bills for the electricity, the water, these things kind of go up. So all these little different subsidies would just pile up along with the rent that stays the same. So, you know, there's a lot of things that really affect everyone in this coronavirus. And if we don't do something for these people, for our people,
For us, not even our people
For
too.
us.
Like just include yourself in it. You know what I mean? Not
Everything.
you personally, but everyone.
Everything is going to go south, and we're going to see a recession. That came out of nowhere. Usually, sometimes with recessions, these people can kind of see it happen. This time, we are unprepared. This was, you know, they said when it first started, a month or two. It's been 6 months, 5 months, I think. I'm not sure how many months it's been, but it's been a couple
almost
months.
a year, honestly. More than that. Like it's been no. Well, it all started in March-ish, and like before you know it, it's gonna be March again. Like we're 4 or 5 months short of that.
I mean, people have bills. Things are stacking up. You know,
Yeah, things are just gonna
bills are
let
hitting-
loose.
the
even
bills that
before
you were
that.
normally paying. If you were working and going to work and everybody's doing their thing and kids are going to school, you didn't have to worry about breakfast and dinner. Sometimes. Probably sometimes breakfast. But lunch you wouldn't have to worry about. But dinner you would have to worry about. I'm sorry, I got that confused. But, you know, even those little type of things like that, that's more money for food now, you know. The lights are on more often. There's more electricity running. Things are getting charged more often. Nobody, you know, everybody's at home. That bill is going up. Water bill going up.
Yeah.
Just so many different aspects of this. And rent is still
The same.
the same. So, these are the things that I don't understand why Congress and the Senate and the House, how come none of us can kind of put our differences aside and, instead of looking for a free opportunity to get something, from one another. Okay, I sign this, you do this for me. You sign this, I do this for you. Instead of that concept, I think that we should just put our differences aside and just say, you know what, this one is just for America. This is for the people. This is for the republic to which it stands. And put all these brains together and actually accomplish something for the people, for everyone, and let it be equal and fair for everyone. Those who didn't have to take a hard break during the coronavirus, they don't get much. The middle class, those who are middle class that are middle class, and we're trying to keep afloat the middle class, let's give them a little bit more. Those who don't have much, let's give them a whole lot, especially if they're not on any Section 8 or anything like that. Because if you're on certain programs like that, they're kind of already helping you out. But what about...
Not everybody's on that help.
Exactly. So the people that's not necessarily on that and still low class, let's do our best to really, really help those people out.
Like another thing.
That's how you really make America great again. In this concept, in this right here concept, that's how you make America great again. That's how you make us a strong economy. Oh yeah, and also the fact that we actually really quarantine for the C-19. We need to close businesses. People won't be outside if there's nowhere to go. We really need to think about those concepts, because that's right there is what's going to save us.
Yeah, there has to be the government's move, though. They have to be okay with us being closed for so long.
You gotta it gotta be, Constitution over corporation. It has to be, because if you're really about the people, if you really want to help the people, you gotta understand the mind. If you don't have anywhere to go, if everything is closed, you give everybody a time period to get everything for a month, and then say, okay, now after this month, nothing's going to be open for the next month. This is how we get people help. This is how we get people safe. This is how we get people that's already infected, get them a fair chance to actually recover. Because not more cases will be popping up because people are actually following the law. Because there's nothing to go. There's nowhere to go. What are you doing? Except for if you actually, and I mean, how many idiots is there going to be that's going to go to a party with 50-something people there? Like, come on. Not everybody's going to do that. Only the most dumb of the dumbest of people would do that during a virus like this. So people, most of the time, people want to stay in the house, especially they got nowhere to go. And if you want to order some food out or something like that, I mean, only essential workers outside. Like, that should be it. Like, and I know it sounds like, well, that's martial law. Well, that's kind of like, the government. This is the only case, honestly, when there's something like this, that's really needed. Like, this affects everybody. Yeah, rich people, poor people, everybody.
Coronavirus don't care. Remember that. Don't care. Don't care who you are. Even if you have the money, you can still take it.
Meanwhile, on the east side,
What about the east side? Next
that's
place?
it.
Yeah. Well, the east side, New York's still facing its things. New York's never going to stop being New York. It's never going to want to stop. BK's opened up a couple things. But honestly, Since we have that governor, he probably will just shut everything down.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's switch the topic now. Let's talk about what else. What was one of the games you wanted to play today?
Oh yeah. Got a couple games that I'm thinking about doing, but I don't know what we should do. I was thinking we let the people decide.
What you munching on? What you munching on? You bring some over here, man. What the hell is that?
Oh man, I got, for everybody out there, I am a Wild Berry Skittles fan.
They call him Mr.
So-
Wild Berry.
Yeah, it's the purple pack, So, yeah. I'm munching. Yeah, I got a couple things that I want to do, but honestly, we're gonna let the people decide, and then we're actually gonna do a next episode.
Yeah.
For now, it's just I think we should just chill and
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll save the games for the next game, next show. This is pretty long show, so we might just end it right now. Thanks for listening to the Blue Lagoon. We'll see you on the other side. Come on over, swim through, come on a boat. But guess what? It'll always be blue on this side of the lagoon.